Hey everybody, this is Grace, and that kind of came out loud, didn't it? I just tried to do a live stream from my cell phone onto one of my channels. It doesn't have 1,000 subscribers, but from what I read, you don't have to have 1,000 subscribers. But anyway, it's an old one that I had made years ago. I don't even know how many years ago. I think it was one that I was trying to show somebody how to make a channel, like 10 years ago, maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago, however long. And I hardly ever used it, but it has a few hundred subscribers. So anyway, but it didn't work. It kept saying that it couldn't, but then it would say that it was live streaming, so I'm like, which one is it? And when I stopped, I looked at it, and it seems like it had turned off the Wi-Fi. So maybe it's that I have to do them at home with mine. I don't know. I remember I used to do them. I did them a long time ago, about 10 years. My original channel was 10 years that I started it last August. So, and I did them back then, but then I remember that I did them a few years ago, but I was doing them from my cell phone. I don't know. Maybe things have changed and all that, but and I know there's a premium, because you know what I'm looking for is I like that to have my own where people can live chat with one another, but I don't know how long it is. I can make a video to make it premiere and people can live chat. I remember doing that, but I did it on my computer. It was about an hour, but I don't know how long I can do a video from my cell phone, upload it as a premiere. So I haven't checked into that stuff in years, really. So I don't know. So what's been going on here? I did an update kind of thing about my health, but there's been some interesting things with it, more I thought about it. But, and one of the main things is I want to get back to work. I want to be able to get to doing something, instead of sitting at home. And it's because of the edema, the swelling, I can't, legs and feet and all that. I can't just sit there. I can't do any kind of job, where I'm just sitting there for long periods of time, because I would have to be able to go home and elevate my legs. I can't, as far as working from home, well, they're going to require you to be, on a time, on a clock, on a something. And I can't sit that many hours on my, at my computer desk. I have a computer in an office, and I just can't sit there that long. I mean, I've been doing this for like 2 years, and around more than 2 years. How long has it been? Close to 2 years, I think. And yeah, I can't do that. I can't sit for too long. I can't stand for too long. I can't lie down all day long. Man, I'm serious. That's what I wind up doing more of because of the swelling. And it's not, no, I can only lay on my sides, and my left side has been hurting for a while because of that, and then my right side is starting to hurt. Yeah, it's not really starting. It's been like a month or so, and it doesn't hurt as bad, at least. But still, I had to have some kind of job, and that's when I started doing in 2023. The only thing I could really honestly think about, figure out that I could go home when I needed to, was I had been watching these people do these deliveries, food deliveries, like Uber Eats and DoorDash. Not Uber that you drive somebody home, or whatever, to somewhere. No, Uber Eats, where it's like like the food delivery stuff, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. Let's see what other ones we have here. And then there are some that you deliver groceries. I have not done those specifically yet. Yeah, I'm on one of them, but then they changed their app recently. But I haven't really done but maybe one or two since right before Halloween, and this is March of the next year. Yeah, because of all this health stuff going on. But anyway, that's all that I could find to do, and it was fine. But then I started having these health problems as it was, and like right after I first, see, I would need to do that in order to get the health insurance, the affordable health care insurance. I don't know the details, so don't listen to me. I could be wrong. I do know some details, and that's what they told me. I had to show that I was working in order to get it. And it goes on from there. Like I said, I'm not going to give all that out, but, because I could got it wrong or something like that. But still, that was the one thing I thought I could do. Okay, somebody want to tell me why I sounded like that? That's one thing I thought I was going to do. It just sounded rude, didn't it? And that's not how I meant. I was actually at the same time watching somebody approaching from one direction, and I knew I would have to cut it off because they had a child with them, and so I was kind of watching both and everything. That did sound bad anyway. But anyway, what else? What was I talking about? Yeah, about the this is why I was doing the food delivery stuff, and I want to get back to doing that. Because I kept saying all the while that when I would do those food deliveries, I would work sometimes, I think the maximum, but it would wear me out, was like 5 or 6 hours. And I only did that a couple of times. Usually it was a lot less, as in like half that. So, and then like I could work a few hours that day, and the next day my body would be hurting, but at the same time, I would say that, working made me feel better. Okay, anyway. Yeah, but, working would make me feel better. You go, you pick up something from a restaurant. You walk in, you pick it up, you might have to stand there for a while and wait. Usually not. Usually it's ready within a few minutes if you have to wait at all. If you have to wait at all. But then just go back to your vehicle, whatever you're driving, and drive to the people's place, get out, and deliver. Then get back in and lather, rinse, repeat. Wait for the next one to go. But it wasn't that big of a deal. Now, I was not at all doing apartments. You can zoom in on your phone. I think, well, why does my voice sound like this thing? But I think some people don't get it. That you can zoom in and see, you can figure out which ones are apartments, which ones are businesses, which ones, some of them are kind of scary because you can't figure out anything. There is a bug crawling across my windshield that is kind of scary looking. But anyway, you can zoom in, see if it's a house or apartment or a business or some scary empty field that somebody wants you to deliver to. That's not happening. Yeah, I have had a few of those, and I wouldn't even take them. So I don't take apartments, and now that with my health condition, I really don't think I would, even if I had one, I would have to cancel it. And yeah, that would probably cause me problems, or go there and see if the person will come downstairs and get it. I've done that before. I actually have. Probably a couple of times. So, because in Texas here, north of Dallas, a lot of these apartments are, they're outside. The stairs are outside, and the apartments are, they're not inside the building, like a building. Some of them, some places they are, but the stairs to each apartment is outside, or the apartment floor. And no, usually if it's 3 stories, there are no elevators, and that's not good. Really not good when it's 100 and something outside in the summer. The first year, I think, in 2023, I almost passed out on the stairs. And I found out it was 102 at the time, something like that. But it was a really dry wind hit me after I have walked one flight, and straight, the next one is the one that had I think Adam called them landings. And then you turn and you go back up to the next part. And but the first floor is usually like that. That's one whole solid straight up. Not straight up, but you know what I mean. And but the second and third, second floor, usually there's not more than 3 floors. But still, it's, I got up there and that dry wind with the sand seemed like hit me, and oh man, I got dizzy and everything. So anyway, I stay away from those because I got a bad knee, as it is, bad knees. But mainly one of them, my left knee. So I re-injured it in 2020. But anyway, I want to get back to work. I want to get back to, being a productive member of society. And I liked that. I really did, because I was getting the sun that I need. I'm already on medication, supplements. I'm not going to go there. And my doctor prescribed and wants me to take more. He told me to go get some sun. But almost 2 years, and none of these doctors diagnosed me with what it is. I'm going to leave that out. I said it when it first happened, but I'm going to leave it out from now on. And until a week ago, I wound up in the ER, and that doctor says, I know exactly what this is. And he wasn't one of those that just won't diagnose. I'm telling you, most of these doctors. And it was almost 2 years. April, May. This is March. April, May, somewhere around there. I'd say, that's when it all really started. And I kept complaining, and none of them would. 3 ER trips that year, 2023. 2, more than, I don't know how many last year. But for different things. Not always was I there for that. But I would mention, hey, what about this? None of them would diagnose. And my physical therapist, the one that saw it, I already knew. I already had suspected it. There were actually 2 that suspected it, but they weren't involved, really involved with it. So, anyway. But now it's that point. I see another doctor on Monday, and whatever he says, as far as he's the one that's going to let me know what I can do. Can I continue at physical therapy, or do we have to change the physical therapy to something else? And it just has a long list. Ask your doctor this. You can do this or that. Okay. I had to stop because there were some teenage girls walking by, and I don't put minors, and I'm guessing they're minors. They might not be, but I'm guessing they are. And I don't put them I don't put any, child minor in my video. I'm not a perfect person though, but I watch for that, and I usually cut it out if I see it. So anyway, go back to this about working. Before I work, here's the funny part. I told Adam the other day, I said, I need tires on my SUV. We bought my SUV new. It was new in 2019. Okay, I think it was May 2019. And I haven't really driven it that much. It only has, I would say right now, 20,698. Doesn't even have 21,000 yet. Okay, I did those deliveries. But it needs new tires. Okay, the tires were new. It was a new SUV when I got it. And Adam told me, he said, usually it's like 50,000 before you need tires. And I looked it up and it says 50,000 to 75,000 miles on it before I would need new tires. So what the heck? Just my SUV sitting there, getting older, that's going to make it need new tires? Because it's the, what do they call it, treads or whatever. Yeah, something about that. Okay, lots of activity out here. But anyway, I'm about to go home. I tried, like I said, I was trying to do a live stream and all. That didn't work. I have to figure that one out. I'm tired of, making the videos, really. I know it's laziness, I guess. But I do want to try to, what's going on over there? Anyway, squirrel moment. I'm going to go home. I got to take my medication. And I probably will wind up saying it again. What's going on? I mean, health-wise, why am I hiding everything? It's a congestive heart failure. Yeah. All this time, all this weight, why am I saying that I wasn't going to mention it again? I don't know. But my body got all swollen and everything, especially my abdominal area. It basically, back in 2023, when I went to that first hospital, I told them, I said, this is me looking, I look like I'm 9 months pregnant. I'm 60, then I was, 59? I guess, yeah, 59 years old right before I turned 60. This 61 seems like a long time. Yeah, but I'm like, am I adding right? Because it seems like a really long time since I turned 61. But anyway, 59 then, and I was, telling them, hey, this is swollen. It's like crickets. Like they totally ignored it. And the same thing in 2024. I mean, a lot of healthcare providers I saw, like in the hospital itself, one visit I could see 4. Just the people who are on staff. There would be the doctor on call, the doctor who was on staff, it was their rotation or whatever it was. There would be different kinds of, like the radiologist who does the CT. There would be a nurse practitioner, or a nurse, whatever. There would be somebody else from whatever, each time. Okay? A PA, yeah, a PA, physician assistant. Okay, there's 4 right there. Sometimes there were other ones. And none of them could say, hey, wait a minute, you're awful. Like my physical therapist, she had to do a month eval, so we're working on my legs, and she said, your legs are very swollen. And she said, and we'd already been talking about me having trouble, again that day, just making it to her office, to the physical therapy. What do they call that? Other people in there doing physical therapy. Gym? Maybe, I don't know. But it was not the first time I told her about it either. It wasn't the first time I had a problem walking, to it, because I would get out of breath, shortness of breath. I would breathe heavy, and somebody was in the hallway that time, a nurse from a different office. She said, ma'am, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm just here for physical therapy. And she's, I walked up and she goes, ma'am, are you okay? And I said, yeah. She said, you take it really slow, easy. But my physical therapist herself, said, look at your legs are so big. And they were huge by that evening. I was in the ER for this purpose, and they were just like, I was fixated on my left knee, my right knee. It was like 3 times its size. You couldn't even see the bones of the knee. And mind you always can. Couldn't. Yeah, it was just so huge. But the other one was big too, but not as big. It was freaky. But and this thing, this is why I have to wait until they can tell me what, it's a cardiologist tells me, what I can and can't do. why was I saying I wasn't going to talk about it? This is all I'm going to be talking about. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I just called Adam before this clip to see if he wanted to go get something that we had eaten. Maybe I won't mention that one. Actually, I don't know. It's some nachos. We had tried some nachos at a place. I couldn't eat all of them. They put so many, but it was really good. And he said, "Oh man, I wish you would tell me that before I ate." You know, oh man, I wish you had mentioned it. You know, before he ate some chicken. And I said, "Me too, man. Sounds good, but I think it might be too much sodium." I don't know. I looked and checked to see, and it didn't seem like it was as much sodium as I thought that it was. So, but anyway, maybe my head would be clearer if I ate. Yeah, I'm not liking what I'm eating these days. And that's another thing. I got to get a dietitian, nutritionist, whatever it is, so they can tell me this is what you can eat. You know, I've had those over the years, and I never liked them. Never. Because it wasn't clear enough. I don't know. They just say, oh, well, you can have this much or this much or that much, but that really wasn't helpful to me. You know, seriously, it really wasn't, because I have a rare health condition on top of everything. Had that since I was a child. And a lot of them don't know about it, and a lot of them think that it works exactly the same for me as it does for other people. It does not. It does not. Period. So they have to have some clue. My physical therapist, she knows it. she knows about that. But it's very rare for healthcare professionals to know about it, to know anything about it. They'll double down on the same thing. Like for me, it should be the same as everybody else. No, it's not. And then they find out, you know, that they could get sued for malpractice. I actually told one time, and she doubled down anyway. She just thought she was know-it-all more than all the specialists who spend 14 years studying to become one. And she went to school, what, 3 years maybe? But she knew more. She knew more than the NIH. It's the arrogance of some people, you know. But anyway, I was talking about that of working, and I really want to get started back. Just the movement, the being outdoors, the sun, you know, seeing different things. But you know, like I mentioned before, you know, I don't do the stairs, but you can see in houses. Okay, see how these stairs that lead up to the to houses, these are good ones. There are some of them, especially in the town that I like to do, that go like they're on top. The houses are on top of hills. Okay, practically hills, and so those steps, those would be steps. Some of them are actually stairs though, but steps that go up like sharply. What is the term that people use for that? But you know what I mean. They go, I mean, sharp, just, and there's no rails on the side to hold on to, and it's like some of them curve around, and you know, it's not straight like these that you see over here. Some of them you can walk one step to get up to the next one, then you walk a step and a half, and then it's another step. Your feet are walking a step and a half, and there's another one. And it's so, you know, especially if they twist and they wind up to the door. Oh my goodness, they're not easy. I don't take steps to go to apartments, but I don't do apartments. But houses can be bad. That's what happened Halloween for me. I think it was the day before Halloween or something. I delivered one in this neighborhood, in my neighborhood. It's my neighborhood. And it had 2 steps right at the beginning of it. And I had a hard time with those 2 steps. It was like, that was shocking to me. And That was October, man. You know how many healthcare providers I've seen since then? Seriously, I'm so ashamed of healthcare providers, seriously, that they can't diagnose. Put me through almost 2 years of all this. Anyway. Okay, there's two people walking by. He's walking way in front of her. And it's kind of funny because both of them have a, it's not funny, it's just interesting that they have a gray patch of hair. One has it on the, what's that, right, and the other on the left. The man has it on the right, the woman has it on the left. And I don't think that's intentional. Okay. Anyway. I have a gray, I've had it for many years. It just suddenly came up one year. A gray streak on my left side. My head, just a gray streak of hair. And I asked some hairdressers, you know, that why that happens. And they said, it doesn't happen. That can't happen. Well, it did happen. So, I guess there were two that just didn't know. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I know my alarm's gonna go off in a few minutes for me to take my medications for this problem. And I need to go home and take them. All right, wrap it up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.